starting to get dark out. And this rich people down the street have got yard service and special lawnmowers and all that stuff. Wish I had one. But they make a lot of noise. I can't take them off the video track. Anyway, after you get everything cleaned up, remember our main goal is to replace this center clutch spring right here, okay, and the V-belt. And then we have to go look through everything and clean it up, tune it up, and see if there's any problems. So I've done all that. The only problem that I see, wish that guy wouldn't be doing that, is I saw a little, this is a little rubbing from the spring, and that's, to me it's odd, but it could be nothing. Over here, I still have to get down and look at this. You want to clean all this up really good. You want to check for little things like these lines right here. These little lines. So we can do that. These little lines are the edges of the belt hitting on the case. And they do that because it gets old. It gets old and they wear out. But for 9,000 miles, it's really done well, to tell the truth, honestly. And you want to do this with your hands. See how well the back runs. The gears inside are real simple to work with. And I have many videos on how to put stronger or higher gears in your little bike transmissions. But remember, if you're going to do all this, you're going to be doing a trade-off. You've only got 100% power, whether it's 5 horsepower or 1,000. If you change something, you'll either get better power at the beginning, better power at the middle, or better power at the end, but you'll sacrifice some other part of the power range. You have to remember that when someone tells you, well, you put on this $2,000 pipe, racing pipe, you're going to get all this power. Yes, that's true, but you may sacrifice, that's arthritis. Feel like an old crone. You may sacrifice one other problem. Well, that's another thing too. You guys see down here? This is stock. I'm going to ask you one of these days. I bought this about 2 or 3 years ago. This is NCI something or other. I'm going to ask you how to put it on, how it works, and everything. Keep your batteries charged up. We have bluebirds over here. They make the weirdest sounds. Just one bird makes all that sound. And I feed them peanuts. They love salted peanuts because they're having babies now in spring. Well, that's not one of them. They're having babies in spring, and I like to feed them because I'm old. Now, another thing I'd like to talk about is, I wish I knew how to edit, but oh well. I just post them once, and that's the way it is. I like to use a graphite lube. All this is powdered pencil lead, like this. See if I can find it. Crap, I never find one I need. Of course. Anyway, that's pencil lead. That's graphite. It's very, very slick. I like, which is this here, I like to take out a little bit of this, just a tiny bit, and I will rub it on these rollers right here before I stick them back in the their slot right here. You have to remember that you never want to use oil or anything like that, because when these start to spin around, all the oil or anything in here will spin centrifugal force and throw it all over the case. You don't want that. Now, a lot of purists will tell you not to use the graphite, but I found I like it better. I use just a little bit on here. I'll use a little bit on here, a little bit here. I'll just rub it on. And then another thing I like to do too is when I take these springs, and this is your rear clamshell pulley, I'll put a little bit on here and rub it in. I would also like to say there is a Chinese rear clamshell pulley. I believe that's what it's called. And it's a cool device, actually. Sometimes these springs bind up when they're going and going and going. They bind. You can hear it. Well, the Chinese have got this little tiny piece down here. It has about 30 little tiny ball bearings in it, and then it has a little tiny washer that fits over it. So when you have this on here and you're going back and forth, this spring does not bind up, and it actually keeps it from wearing out sooner. Because metal fatigue is a real thing. You can look it up. And I'm just trying to give you the back and forth of you know what can happen. Then you want to take a little bit of sandpaper, like, of course I won't find it. Yeah, here we go. Usually I like to use sandpaper that it's a little bit smoother than that. This is our daily thing. I have a doctor that lives next to me and he walks his dog. Hello, Oliver. That's the excitement I have for the day right here. How would you like to live in a place like this? No, I'm not selling you. I'm not telling you where it is. So, what I like to do is I take a little bit of sandpaper and I will take the glaze off this. This is a little bit of shiny part of asbestos. I also like to go around the inside of here. Now, when you work with brakes, as long as we're doing this right, they have a thing called car cleaner, but they also have one that's called brake cleaner. And the brake cleaner has no, of course I don't have it up there, but the brake cleaner has no, it's spray on, it has no oil in it. Because oil and brakes don't mix. They make them stick just like a magnet. So it's called brake clean. And what you do is you use this on your pads here, and then you spray brake clean on there. And the brake clean, what it will actually do is it lifts all the oil and everything out of the pads and evaporates it, which is nice. Over here, I don't do anything. Oh, look at that. See, this is where the belt rides on the top. I didn't get that part clean. I got this part clean. I didn't get that. That's just a little bit of rubber right there. I got to clean that. And hopefully tomorrow my 39mm socket will come in, which fits right here. It'll make everything easier to do. Another thing I like to do is, I don't know if you have this in Europe or wherever, this is called red and blue thread locker. Blue thread locker is the blue one right here. This is the one, I like to use it, well, on my Dio, I use a little bit on this nut right here. And you can use a couple of drops on there. It's like thread glue. I use the blue, which is this one right here, I think. That's a medium strength. Now, On the Dio, I use high strength. And on the high strength, when you use the high strength on anything, you'll have to get a heat gun, basically to take it off. You'll have to heat up the bolt and then take it off because it sticks that good. But on my Dio, I have to do it because I have so much power in the thing. So anyway, make sure that you got enough air in your tires for winter when the air pressure goes down. Make sure you use premium fuel with no ethanol. Ethanol is the most worthless crap gas in the world, and these little motors just can't take it. Use leaded gas. Wish we had that. That stuff was great, but I mean, it was just beautiful cream of gas. But if you use no ethanol gas, use it in your bike. Use it in your bikes over here. Use it in your weed whackers. Use it in your 600RR. Use it in your McLaren F1, which is in the back over there. I can't show it to you because, well, I'm lying. And use it in your lawnmowers. Any little motors, do not use ethanol. You can find out on a computer who sells it, non-ethanol gas. It costs you 25 cents more a gallon, but it's worth it. Okay.